So, hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now, this is a big video for me. This is my Blu Ray Collection 2020. Yeah, it's a video that's been requested so much, I thought I'd finally do it. I'm going to try and go quick. I'm going to try and do this video within an hour and 20 minutes or so. Because it's a marathon video to do. I done one of these in 2018. So the collection's changed a bit and people keep requesting it, so I'm going to do another one. It might be in two parts. If it's in two parts, I apologise. I only know when I'm editing, because if the video's too long, my computer can't handle it because of the storage, so it might be in two parts. But anyway, we'll find. You guys will know that. You already know that. It'll probably say part 1 under the video, which means this is part 1. Part 2 will be uploaded shortly after. Yeah, it's before we get started, I want to say we'll do a bit of self-advertising here. I have a brand new movie podcast out, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. Me and my mate, we're talking about films. They're going to be about an hour long each. We basically talk about movie news. We go over a big release that week. So last week was Birds of Prey. This week we're going to be talking about the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And then at the end, we'll get you guys involved. We'll do some interaction and stuff. But we're really excited about it. There's links in the description to it. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play, Apple Podcast. We've got a Facebook page as well if you want to follow that. I'd really be appreciative if you check it out, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. I love podcasting and stuff like that. It's great. So I'm really excited to finally have our movie podcast off the ground. Really excited to share it with you guys. There's links to everything in the description, and I'd be super grateful if you check it out. So there we go. There's a bit of self-advertising. Now we get on with the Blu Ray collection. It's not in alphabetical order. I've got like TV shows, superheroes, sci-fi, action, thriller, adventure, horror, comedy, animated. That's kind of the sort of order they're in. But we'll get started now. Start off a TV series. First one up, I got this amazing box set here, which I've done a whole video on. This is Band of Brothers in the Pacific. I'll quickly show you the inside. Again, I've done a whole video on this, but so you got Band of Brothers there, and the Pacific, and a little bonus disc. I love Band of Brothers. It's one of the best TV shows I've ever watched. I have not watched the Pacific yet. Really need to do that, especially in time for the third series, because I believe that Tom Hanks and Spielberg are doing another one this year. I saw a clip of it and it looked amazing. Next up is Doctor Who. This is Doctor Who The Collection, Series 10. This is John Pertwee season. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really love that season. This is an original, because I know they're reissuing this at the minute. Doctor Who The Collection Series 12, Tom Baker's first season as the Doctor. Absolutely incredible. I really, really enjoyed this. There wasn't a bad episode in there. Just really, really great Doctor Who there. Doctor Who The Collection Series 18, Tom Baker's last season. Funny enough, the next box we're getting from these classic lineups is Series 14, so another Tom Baker one, which we'll have eventually. This was alright. I kind of enjoyed the first half of this, and then the second half of the series lost me a bit. Which is the opposite for this one. This is Doctor Who The Collection, Series 19, Peter Davison's first season as the Doctor. I didn't really care for the first half of this season, and then it picked up about halfway through for me. Doctor Who The Collection, Series 26, Colin Baker's second and last season as the Doctor. I didn't enjoy this season. I didn't think it was great. And then Doctor Who The Collection, Series 26, the final season of Classic Who, starring Sylvester McCoy. This was really entertaining. I liked the last 2 episodes a lot. They were really good. If you want to see any of those box sets in detail, I've got unboxings of all of them. So I'm not going to go over them here, because I've already done 4 videos on them. Doctor Who the Movie, starring Paul McGann. Really great. I've actually met Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann. Really, really nice guys. And then, of course, we'll come back to the Christopher through Matt Smith era of Doctor Who later on in the video. But here is the 50th, of course, with Matt Smith and David Tennant. And we've got Time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's last episode. Series 8, Peter Capaldi. Wasn't a big fan of this season, I'm not going to lie. It was alright. It was alright. Series 9. Don't really understand why that season gets ragged on so much. I thought it was quite good. Yeah, the ending definitely dropped the ball, but up till that point it was pretty good. Series 10, I love this cover. I love it so much. The series, though, it's very meh until the end. Does the opposite of Series 9. The last 2 episodes of that are fantastic. And then Peter Capaldi's last episode, Twice Upon a Time. And the last time I think I was really excited about Doctor Who, unfortunately. But then I did buy it. Picked it up. Doctor Who, Series 11. Jodie Whittaker, first female Doctor. This season was just bad. Didn't enjoy it, which is a real shame. And then I didn't think we'd get this in the Series 12 set because there was a year between seasons, but apparently we are, so I'll probably be selling this. Resolution. The New Year's special, which I didn't think we'd be getting in the Series 12 set, but apparently we are, so I'll be selling this. I don't really like to double up on stuff. Okay, moving off of Doctor Who, going on to Doctor Who spin-offs. I've only got 2 spin-offs to show at the minute. There'll be another one later on in the video. Torchwood. This was quite entertaining. I think the first season was a bit weak. Second season was better. Loved Series 3, The Children of Earth, or something like that. And Series 4 gets a lot of rag. I quite enjoyed it. Class. Bad. Peter Capaldi popped up for an episode and that's about it. And that's it for Doctor Who for a while. Now let's move on to some other stuff. We've got Primeval, the complete Series 4. Again, I'm going to come back to Primeval later on in the video. And Primeval, the complete 5th series. I wasn't a big fan of Series 4 and 5. I was much more of a fan of the first 3 seasons, which we'll talk about later. I only just got this one a few weeks ago. His Dark Materials, which was just an incredible show. People who watch their movies a lot will probably be most familiar with this by the film The Golden Compass, which was really bad. The TV show is much better. Star Trek Discovery. I quite enjoyed this. I didn't love it, but I thought it was really good. But I won't say it was really good, because I thought it was good. Yeah, so entertaining enough. I like my Star Trek. And my parents got me this for Christmas, and I have yet to watch it, but we got the 2nd season of Discovery. So I look forward to watching this at some point. Okay, next up we've got a show which I'm a massive fan of. We have Westworld, the complete 1st season. I loved this show. I thought this was just TV making it its best. I thought it was absolutely incredible. And this gets a lot of rag, but I actually really enjoyed it. So, hey-ho, my personal opinion, I really enjoyed it. Season 2 of Westworld. Thought this was a really good carry-on. Really enjoyed it. So, yeah. So, the next up is Game of Thrones. This is the complete 1st season. Absolutely brilliant TV there. Then we've got Season 2, which was also absolutely fantastic. I wanted to get all these individually when I started watching Game of Thrones, because I love the individual seasons. I've been watching since Series 3, so I've been watching Game of Thrones for a while. And here it is, Season 3. Really, really fantastic. And then we've got Series 4, which might be my favourite season. I really enjoyed this season. Am I putting these the right way around? Yes, I am. Then we've got Series 5, which is where I think we all kind of felt the show maybe slipping a little bit. It was still really good. Really enjoyed Series 5 overall. But it was a little bit of a step down from the first 4 seasons. Series 6, you could kind of tell here that they'd strayed away from the books, but it was still entertaining enough where I was having a really good time with it still. Then we got Series 7, which, not to almost boast, but I really sensed that the show was going down a path I weren't happy with. And it didn't really seem like many other people were. I know there were some people who sensed it, but I didn't really get the impression that loads of people did. And then this season happened, unfortunately. Series 8, I picked it up to complete the collection, but this was really bad. I really did not enjoy Series 8. It was such a shame. But anyway, overall, still love Game of Thrones. It's one of my favourite TV shows, if not my favourite TV show for those first 4 seasons. But I didn't like the way it went in the end, unfortunately. Next up, we got Deadwood. This was a gift from my friend, who I'm doing a podcast with, Ryan. I still haven't watched it. He got 2 copies by mistake from Amazon. Amazon told him to keep them both. So he said, hey, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, sure. One of the most underrated shows ever. I love this show from start to finish. It's such a shame it didn't get more love. Black Sails. This is series 1 and 2 in this set. Amazing show if you haven't checked it out. It really is one of the best. And then I've got series 3. I love this cover so much. I've actually got a poster of this on my wall. I've only got 7 posters around my room, and one of them I've given to Black Sails because I love this show. It really is one of the best. And then series 4. Game of Thrones, this is how you end a series. This was a really good ending. They knew they were ending as well, so it's really nice. Then we're going on to Walking Dead stuff. I used to be an absolute massive Walking Dead fan. So first off, we got the spin-off, Fear the Walking Dead. Really good first season. I really enjoyed it. Fear the Walking Dead season 2. The first half when they're on the boat's a bit meh, but then it picks up and gets better. Series 3, I really enjoyed this series. It was that was a good one. Series 4, I really didn't like this series at all. That was bad. And then Series 5, which I have yet to watch. So here's to hoping that it improves. And again, if people think I'm going too fast here on the Blu-rays, I apologise. I'm just showing the covers, really. Then on to The Walking Dead. This was a great first season. Really enjoyed it. And again, with The Walking Dead, like Game of Thrones, I've been there since Series 3. Season 2. People bash on that because they say it's boring. It's the one on the farm. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Series 3. Maybe I'm a bit biased. This is my favourite season, I think. Because it was my first season of The Walking Dead. But I think the best period of time for The Walking Dead was the first half of Series 4. This season started so strong. But the back half let it down, unfortunately. Series 5. The last really good season The Walking Dead had, in my opinion. Enjoyed this a lot. Series 6 was an absolute mess. But it wasn't bad. It was good. It was alright. Series 7, of course, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. Really, really liked how they introduced him. Just the series was just very boring. Series 8, this is The Walking Dead's absolute shit stain. I really dislike this season. You can tell that they were just stretching out this war for 16 episodes, which was ridiculous. And it was just bad. Series 9, improvement. It's gone back to being a decent show. Enjoyed it. Haven't seen Series 10. I'm just going to wait for the Blu-rays now on that show. So I'll get Series 10 when it comes out and hopefully enjoy it. Next up, we've got the Breaking Bad box set. I got this on a Black Friday deal for like £12. I've only watched the first season. I know, that's really bad. But I enjoyed the first season. It was really good. Just need to go back to it. And again, I got this on a Black Friday deal as well. I got that one a couple years ago. This is from this Black Friday just gone. Got this for like £6. The Crown, Season 1. Really want to watch this. As you can tell, I haven't watched it yet, but I will very soon. So then next up is Sherlock. This is the box set of Series 1 through 3. Series 1 and 2 are pretty flawless. Series 3, it's a little drop off, but it's still really good. And then we got The Abominable Bride, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was a really good episode there. And then we got Series 4. I really disliked the first episode, but I like episode 2 and 3 a lot. And I know 3 is a bit of a mixed bag as well, but I enjoy it. The Night Manager, limited BBC show. Pretty sure it's BBC. Was it ITV? I can't remember. Does it sound... Oh, it is BBC. I was covering it up with my finger. Great miniseries there if you haven't watched it. But probably my favourite limited series ever, Chernobyl. I absolutely adored this show. I thought it was so good. Probably because I was so uneducated about the events of Chernobyl. I knew the basics and that was it. So I found it fascinating. Broadchurch, Season 1. I only got Season 1 because it's the only season of the show I liked. Granted, I didn't watch 3, but I just... it's something that I never really wanted to watch, to be honest. Big Little Lies, this was a very good friend, a gift from my very good friend James. And I still haven't watched it. I really need to. I know I do. So yeah, I will do that eventually. Maybe my favourite show alongside Game of Thrones and Black Sails. It's like my top 3, Game of Thrones, Black Sails, and this, Peaky Blinders. This is Series 1 through 3. Incredible show. It really is one of my very favourites. And then here we've got Series 4, my favourite season of Peaky Blinders. I thought this was fantastic. And then we've got Series 5, which is actually probably the weakest, but it's still really, really high quality TV making. Taboo, starring Mr. Tom Hardy. I got it because it looked very Peaky Blinders-ish. Still need to watch it. Legion, the Fox Marvel show, which really kind of got chucked under the bus. We're moving on to Marvel now. Daredevil, first season, absolutely great. I loved it. Jessica Jones, series 1. This was really good as well. Probably the only good season of Jessica Jones. I have watched all 3 seasons. I've watched everything Marvel Netflix other than The Punisher, and I hear that's really good, so I'm not sure why I missed that. Daredevil season 2, really good. The weakest season of Daredevil though, I'd say, but really good. I would love them to release series 3, but I don't think they're going to do it. Luke Cage, this was quite good. It really had its moments. And Iron Fist. It's not great. Iron Fist weren't great. It weren't bad though, I didn't think. Agent Carter. This was alright. I didn't mind this. And I haven't watched this one. I know I need to. Agent Carter season 2. I hear it's an improvement over the first season. So I do very much look forward to watching it. And then Marvel's Underdog. This is a fantastic show which doesn't get the attention that it deserves. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the complete first season. They do these really nice box sets for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Really hoping that season 6 and 7 get a nice release as well. Here's season 2. This is when the show got really good. The first season was just kind of, it was alright. Season 2, all of a sudden, it's like they just upped their game and they never come back down. Because Series 3 was also fantastic. This was a really, really good season. It's the most underrated TV show on telly. Like, people should be talking about this show and they don't. Series 4 is my favourite season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had this bit with, I forget her name, Ida or something like that. And she's kind of like Ultron. She's just a robot that hates humans, basically. And it's an incredible storyline. Incredible. And then Series 5, which was also fantastic. Although the bit at the end, without giving too much away, there's a big threat that comes to Earth. And it's a bit like, I'm pretty sure the Avengers would actually be dealing with that. Speaking of the Avengers, we're moving on to movies now. And the first one up is Iron Man. The one that started it all, Mr. Robert Downey Jr. Absolutely fantastic film. I love it. The Incredible Hulk. Again, people rag on this film because it's not Mark Ruffalo. I really like the first and the last act of The Incredible Hulk, but the middle act where they do the whole love story, it's not great. And Iron Man 2. I know this is a set-up film, but what the heck. I really enjoy it. So then the next one up, of course, is Thor. Directed by Kenneth Branagh, surprisingly. Yeah, it's okay. When it came out, I liked it, but I don't think that one's aged well. Captain America, the First Avenger. The first 2 acts of this film are really good, really entertaining, and then the film just loses it for me. But it's not bad at the end. It's not a terrible last act. Then we got Avengers Assemble, which is just a really good time. Just really, really fun. I know that plot-wise, it doesn't do anything extraordinary, but it's just such a fun film to watch. Iron Man 3, directed by Shane Black, which I'm actually a big fan of this film. I like it a lot. I know that people rag on it. I like it. Thor: The Dark World, it's not a very good film, really. What carries this film is the characters and the chemistry between Thor and Loki. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, arguably their best film, and it was my favourite Marvel film until 2019, but we'll get to that one. Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember when this film was coming out, I was dreading it, but it turned out to be a super fun time, and Indiana Jones in space, and it was really fun. Avengers Age of Ultron. This was an okay film. I feel like some people gave it a free pass because it was the Avengers, but it was just a decent film. It weren't great. Ant-Man. Again, this is kind of the same. It's not a great film, but Paul Rudd, I love the man so much. It's a 10 out of 10. It's not. But I love Paul Rudd so much. Civil War. This was really exciting. I went to the midnight release. This was my first midnight film. And it was really fun, really great. There are some issues with the film, but it's a really entertaining film overall. Doctor Strange, Mr. Benedict Cumberbatch coming to the MCU. It was a really good film. I just wish I'd been more ballsy with it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This was a fun film. Not as good as the first, but it was a fun film. Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, Spider-Man is always something that people love to argue about. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, what one's the best? My personal favourite is Tom Holland. We'll talk about the others in a minute. This is probably my second favourite Spider-Man film. I really enjoy it. I think it's just really, really good. It's the one that captures Spider-Man best from the comics so far, I think. In terms of character. Just need to get that more New York-y feel in these Spider-Man films. Next up is Thor Ragnarok. This was a really, really fun film. Taika Waititi has become one of my favourite directors, and it won't be the last time we talk about him. Black Panther. This was a good film. I'm not sure what the whole Oscar thing was about, because there's been better Marvel films that should have been going up for Oscars. Infinity War. This was, after The Force Awakens, maybe the most hyped I'd ever been for a film. And it didn't let me down. It was really good. I didn't love it, but I really enjoyed it. I really did. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a very empty feeling film, this. But it was just carried by great actors. Captain Marvel. This is my least favourite Marvel film. Yeah, call me a sexist. No, it's not because of Brie Larson. She's a fantastic actress, as we'll talk about later when we speak about the film Room. I love it. It's just, I put it down to the directors and writers. There was no sense of character in the story they were telling. Avengers Endgame, my favourite Marvel film. There are problems with this film, yes, but it is so good. It delivers so well that I'm willing to let the issues go. It is a pretty damn flawless film in my mind. I loved it. And then the last MCU film, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is probably my third favourite Spider-Man film. I absolutely loved this movie. This was really good. You got a little bit silly at times, but overall I just really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really solid. Okay, so next up, Venom, going to the Sony ones. I mean, this is technically part of the MCU now that they've said Morbius is part of the MCU. Morbius is in the same universe as Venom. I'm guessing this is in the MCU. I don't know. I don't really understand what this whole Sony thing's about. But I enjoyed Venom. Was it great? No. Was it stupid? Yeah. Was it enjoyable? It's all down to taste. I had a good time with it. Then I've got this really super nice box set. And again, I've done a video unboxing this of the previous 5 Spider-Man films. So in here, you've got the Tobey Maguire ones. And you've got the Andrew Garfield ones. All in a super nice set. So I'll do it quickly. Spider-Man 1's good. It hasn't aged well, but I like it. Spider-Man 2's fantastic whenever MJ is not on the screen. Spider-Man 3 isn't a very good film, but it's not as bad as people make out. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is a very average film, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is dreadful. That's my opinion on the first 5 Spider-Man films. Then here we have my favourite Spider-Man film, Into the Spider-Verse. Anyone who dislikes this film, I'm not really sure why. It's just a real masterful film. It's fantastic. Then we're moving into the Fox films. We got the original 3 X-Men movies. Kind of the same as Spider-Man, actually. The first one's good, but it hasn't aged well. The second one's the best. And X-Men 3 is, it's not very good, but it's not as bad as some people make out. X-Men First Class, really enjoyed it. X-Men Days of Future Past, really enjoyed it. Really good film. X-Men Apocalypse, I didn't like this one very much. It felt very rushed, I think. So here we're going to talk about the first film, which I really dislike. And I always get comments on these videos saying, why'd you buy it if you really dislike it? Which is a fair comment, but at the same time, it's like, well, I'm a collector, so sometimes you get this series of films and there's always a bad one in there, but you can't miss it because you want the whole series. Well, that's the way my brain thinks anyway. So anyway, I really dislike this film, but I've got it to complete my X-Men collection, and that is Dark Phoenix. Yeah, it's a bad movie. It is. There's going to be some more bad ones in a minute to complete my Marvel collection. Well, here's another one. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This is not a very good film. There is one thing that I enjoy in this one, though, and that's Hugh Jackman. The Wolverine. The first 2 acts of this film are actually quite entertaining. I don't really have a big problem with it, but the last act completely falls apart. And Logan. Definitely the best one in that Fox X-Men universe. Fantastic film. Absolutely loved it. Then we have Deadpool. This was a really good film. Really good. That's exactly what fans wanted. And then we got Deadpool 2, which is a really, really nice carry-on Just really enjoyed this movie. Daredevil. Yep, see, I told you there'd be some more bad ones. Again, just completing that Marvel collection because I love Marvel. Bad movie. Bad movie. An even worse film. Elektra. Yeah, let's not talk about that one. I don't mind this film. I grew up with it. Fantastic Four. As I say, I grew up with it. I have a bit of a soft spot for that one. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. We're back to bad. We're back to bad. And one more bad one. One more. Fantastic Four. Vamp Four Stick. Yeah, this was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. What they were thinking with Doctor Doom, I don't know. Anyway, so that's Marvel. So now it's going to DC. First one up, Man of Steel. The one that started it all. Really, really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really good. It's the best superhero film that's captured an alien invasion type thing, I think. Batman v Superman. I don't hate this film, but there's no doubt it was very disappointing. Just not what anyone wanted. Suicide Squad. It's bad, but it's fun. It's just bad fun. Yeah. Wonder Woman. Loved the first two acts. Really good. The last act completely bottles it, though. Justice League. I hate this film. I've got a passionate hatred for it. I don't even want to talk about it. I just really dislike the film. Aquaman. Really good film. Really enjoyed this. It's really silly and cheesy, but it's fun and entertaining, and visually it's really nice to look at. My favourite DCU film is Shazam. I really, really loved this film. I thought it was so innocent and fun and charming. I just really enjoyed it. Also really enjoyed Birds of Prey, so I'll be getting that when it comes out. You can hear me talk about that more in my podcast. Green Lantern. Yeah, okay, let's not talk about that. That's gone forever. Joker. Really enjoyed this film. I think people got a bit carried away with it, though. I do. I'm sorry. I really like it. It's a really good film. But is it, like, should it have got 11 nominations at the Oscars? I don't think so. Dark Knight trilogy. Great series of films. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight are amazing. Rises is really good still, but not quite to the level. Batman, the complete animated series, nice little box set. I love the animated series, so had to get that. And then here we've got a 4K Blu Ray collection of 5 Batman movies. In here you've got Batman the Killing Joke, Batman Assault on Arkham, Justice League Dark, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, and Batman Gotham by Gaslight. So a really nice set. And I enjoyed all the movies in there, really. Killing Joke was... that one wasn't great. And then the TV series Gotham to go in my little Batman collection. This was okay. It had its moments where it was really good, and then it had its moments where it's just stupid. The original Batman films, I like the first two, and then the last two are just not very good. The original Superman movies, again, really like the first two, and then the next two bottle it, and I wasn't a big fan on the remake. Watchmen, this was a pretty good film. I quite enjoyed that. And that's it for DC. I've got 2 other superhero films, or kind of quote-unquote superhero films. Lucy, which was alright. And I love this movie, Chronicles. Love it. So now we're moving into my favourite series of films ever. Star Wars. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, absolutely love it. It's my favourite thing ever on the big and small screen. The original 3 films are probably, the first 2 at least, are my favourite films ever. And I also love Return of the Jedi. I don't know if I could put it in my very favourites, but it's very high up there. But A New Hope and Empire, amazing. Prequels, I grew up with them. That was my generation of Star Wars. I think Phantom Menace is an alright film. Attack of the Clones is... that one's a bit wobbly. But I love Revenge of the Sith. I think that's a really, really good film. And then The Force Awakens, the one which revived Star Wars, of course. I thought this was a really good film as well. Was it a copycat film? Yes, but it was so damn entertaining, I don't really care. Next up is The Last Jedi, one of the most controversial films ever. I quite enjoyed it. Did I think it was perfect? No. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not someone who loves it, and I'm not someone who hates it. I just think it's a good film. Much better than Episode 9, I'll say that much. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that film today. Rogue One, my favourite Disney Star Wars film so far. Solo, one which I think got treated very unfairly. It was quite a good film. The Clone Wars movie. This was not great. I'm not sure why George Lucas picked that story to go down as the film, because the Clone Wars itself is fantastic, and I have the box set here of the first 5 seasons. Really, really good TV. Really, really is. I really enjoyed, especially seasons 3, 4, and 5. We've got the Lost Missions, the ones that never aired. Really, really enjoyed these as well. This was great. I absolutely loved Clone Wars. I can't wait for Series 7. We've got Rebels Season 1, which was a surprise. I wasn't expecting to like it much. That was the first thing Disney released, Star Wars-wise, on the big and small screen. And it was just entertaining. I had a good time with it. Season 2 was an improvement. This was really good. Season 3, which I think might be the best season of Rebels. Really enjoyed this. Got to see Grand Admiral Thrawn finally brought to the screen. Big or small screen. And Series 4, which was just great. The ending, I thought, was so good. Even though that was a bit controversial as well. But that's it for Star Wars. Love Star Wars. Love it, love it, love it. Star Trek. This is the only thing that you can follow Star Wars up with, surely. This is the original 10 movies. My opinion on those, for every good one, there's a bad one, I kind of feel. Wrath of Khan is amazing. The J.J. Abrams reboot Star Trek. Really like this film. I thought that was just solid, really good entertainment. Star Trek Into Darkness. This was pretty good as well. Didn't love it, but it was pretty good. Star Trek Beyond. This is kind of just average. It's not bad. It's not very good. It's just kind of, yeah, it's alright. Avatar. Yeah, it's a good film. Was it worthy of the money it made? I don't think so, but who am I to say? Valerian. This weren't a good film. I'm not really sure why this is still in my collection, to be honest. But anyway, probably because it has a really nice lenticular cover. Blade Runner. This is an amazing film. Ridley Scott. Absolutely incredible film. Blade Runner 2049. I just thought, nah, there's no point making a sequel to that. Turned out really good. We're getting into the Aliens and Predator stuff now. So we got Prometheus, which is a film which I really enjoyed. Didn't quite get the hate for it. Alien Covenant, which I didn't really enjoy. I thought it was a real shame that Ridley Scott just bowed and catered to fans on that one. The original 4 Alien films, love 1 and 2, amazing movies. 3 isn't that bad, but I don't like number 4. Predator 1 through 3. I'm refusing to buy the 4th one because I went to see it in cinema and hated it. But I really like the 3 Predator movies. I think they're all really good. I love the first one, Vardy, of course, and the 2010 one was really good as well. Alien vs Predator. You know, the first one's watchable. It's bad, but it's watchable. The second one is unwatchable. That one's just terrible. Riddick Collection. I really like Pitch Black. Purely the only reason why that's still in my collection. Alita, Battle Angel. This ain't a great film, but it's so visually stunning. I couldn't get rid of it. AI, Artificial Intelligence, Spielberg. Looper, I'm a big Rian Johnson fan, hence why that's there. Love Knives Out as well, by the way. Should have that on Blu Ray soon. Oblivion, I enjoyed that film. I enjoyed it. John Carter, it's here purely because the Disney completist in me. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. I don't think they could decide on the name. I know that on my last Blu-ray video, people were telling me what it's called. Here in the UK, they just gave it both names. But I love the movie. I think it's great. Dread. What a great film. What a great film. It's the new one, not the Sylvester Stallone one. iRobot. This ain't a great film, but I grew up with it. It was always on telly when I was younger, so I have a bit of a soft spot for it. Again, for the Disney collection, Tomorrowland, because I didn't actually like this film much, but anyway. Same for this one, actually. Tron. Yeah, you know, it's alright. It's meh. Ready Player One. I enjoyed this. I hear everyone who's read the book saying it's not as good. I believe you, but I haven't read the book. I just like the film. Independence Day. What a cracking film. Absolutely love it. Classic. Don't have number 2 anymore. I got rid of that pretty quick. Super 8. Very enjoyable film. And War of the Worlds. I love the story of War of the Worlds. I've loved it ever since that 1970s audio record was released of it. I thought it was great. But they never just seem to get it right for the big or small screen. So then next up is A Quiet Place, directed by John Krasinski. I love this man. I love The Office. That film is great. I love it. Cloverfield, really, really like this film. I'm so pleased I watched it because it then led me to this film, 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was even better. This film is it's a great film. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Not great, but I love the other two so much. When it got cheap, I was like, right, I'll have it. Next up is another Netflix movie, Annihilation. This was also just a really, really great film. I really enjoyed this. Then we've got Under the Skin, a really cool little independent movie, one of Scarlett Johansson's, well, not one of her first films, but one of her first, which really, I think, gripped people and made people realise how great of an actress she can be. District 9, really, really great film, really, really creative. Elysium, which I thought was a nice follow-up. People didn't like this film too much, but I actually had quite a good time with it. And Chappie, which I also quite enjoyed. Neither of these two films lived up to District 9, but they're both entertaining. I enjoyed them. Then we got Close Encounters of the Third Time, which is a really, really great classic Spielberg movie. Just solid stuff there. Another one here, E.T., you know, classic movie. Men in Black Double Pack. These two films I grew up with, so I'm biased. I just really enjoy them. I fully acknowledge that the second one's not very good, but I enjoyed it. Men in Black 3, I enjoyed this film. I thought it was really nice return to form for Men in Black. And then we got this one last year, Men in Black International. Why have I bought it? I found it for £5 at a CEX, and I was like, for £5, you know what? I'll have it. It's probably not going to be in my collection forever because I don't really like the film. Back to the Future. Love the first movie. It's a classic. 2 is pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of 3. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Number 1 is a classic and I love it. Transformers 1 through 3. I really enjoyed the first film. I really like number 3. 2's a bit. What's this one called? Age of Extinction. Forgot the name of it. It's like an average film. It's fun, but it's really stupid. This film I hate with a passion, but I'm not really sure why I bought it. I think I was just out one day and it was there and it was cheap and I was like, oh, I suppose I should get it because I've got all the others. But I really hate this film. Transformers Last Night. This is like a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Bumblebee. Enjoyed this movie a lot. Good fun. Return to form for the formers. Pacific Rim. This film's pretty good. It's not great, but it's enjoyable. Didn't buy the second one because I really hated it in the cinema. Real Steel. I like this film. It's mindless fun. Terminator. Classic. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, one of the best movies ever made. And Terminator 3, the last Terminator film I actually enjoyed. And for some reason, I have Terminator Salvation, which is not a very good film. And Terminator Genesis, which is also not a good film. I'm not going to be buying Dark Fate, don't worry. It was bad. Ex Machina, absolutely incredible movie. Hunger Games. I really enjoyed the first one. I love what the director did. He made it feel very creepy and isolated. Catching Fire. It felt like more of a typical blockbuster, but it was enjoyable. And Mockingjay Part 1, which I thought was terrible, but I thought, oh, okay, they're just saving all the good stuff for Part 2. Turns out there really weren't that much material in the books because Part 2 also sucked. So, not sure why they're still in my collection either, to be honest. Maze Runner. I like this film. It's entertaining. Maze Runner 2. The Scorch Trials. This was quite a good follow-on. I enjoyed it. Maze Runner 3. The Death Cure. This one wasn't very good. Bit of a sad way to end that series of films. Arrival. Really good movie. Interstellar. One of the best movies ever made. I absolutely adore this movie. I think it's incredible. The Martian. Also a really good film. Really makes you think. Gravity. Yeah, that's an interesting movie. Life. Venom prequel, if you will. I enjoyed it. Had some silly moments, but I enjoyed it. Apollo 13, again, just a classic. Hurt Locker, really good film. Going into my action films now. Lone Survivor. Pain and Gain. Dumbass movie, but kind of really like it. Wanted. Really cool film. Would have loved to have seen a sequel. Jack Reacher. Tom Cruise. Very inaccurate from the book, by the way, but it's enjoyable. Next up is Top Gun. I mean, you know, we all know Top Gun. We've got The Next 3 Days, which is a film which I actually haven't watched. It's just been sitting in my collection. The A-Team. This is really stupid, but I actually have a soft spot for it. I find it really enjoyable. Unknown, Liam Neeson. The Grey. I enjoy this film. I think it's really good. Wish the end credit scene hadn't have happened, though. Non-Stop. I really enjoy this movie. I think it's... the first time I watched it, I was like, that's just really good. Really entertaining. A Walk Among the Tombstones, which I thought was a really good film. Really underrated. Wish more people had seen that. Taken. Classic Liam Neeson. Taken 2 was okay. I really didn't like number 3. Hence why I don't own it. Next up is John Wick, which was classic, really good. John Wick Chapter 2. Love number 3, by the way. Just haven't bought it. The Ultimate Rambo Collection. So I got this before the new one. I was like, right, I'm going to watch them all for the new one. Really enjoyed 1, 2 was okay, 3 was bad, 4 was alright. And I really hated the new one. So that was all pointless. But you know what? I enjoyed those films. Next up is... Oh! Okay, looks like I do own it. Okay, I do own Taken 3. For some reason, it was just not next to Taken 1 and 2. Okay, I don't really know why I own it, because it's a really bad film. But I do own Taken 3. Die Hard. I love them all, but the last one. They're just all really entertaining. The Ultimate Bourne Collection. Really love the first 3. And I've got the Bourne Legacy, which I quite enjoyed. Just wasn't really a fan of Jason Bourne. Casino Royale, the best Bond film. Really like that movie. Quantum of Solace was okay. Skyfall, pretty good film. And Spectre, which was pretty boring, but it weren't bad. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, a really good Guy Ritchie movie. His first, I believe, his first movie. Snatch, his best film. Rock'n'Roller, pretty good. Haven't seen this Guy Ritchie movie, but I've got it and it's high on my list to watch at the minute. Revolver, because it's this one and Arthur, the Legend of the Sword, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I haven't seen that one either, but I've seen every other Guy Ritchie movie. Love The Gentleman, by the way. Atomic Blonde, The Italian Job, absolute classic. That's the original, not those awful ones with Mark Wahlberg. Speed, really great film. Public Enemies. Con Air. Nicolas Cage. What a movie. Kill Bill, our first appearance of Quentin Tarantino here. Maybe some of his weak films there, but they're really enjoyable still. Blood Diamond. Really great film there. No Escape, Owen Wilson. This is a film which people just didn't talk about, but I really enjoyed that one. Went under the radar. Gone Girl. This was a really good film. Prisoners. Really solid movie there as well. The Town. The Fugitive. Starring Mr. Harrison Ford. Point Break, the original. What a great movie. Red Sparrow. Jennifer Lawrence. I wasn't really a big fan of this one. I'm still a bit surprised that's in my collection. Argo, great movie. Got Best Picture. Man from U.N.C.L.E. What a great film. Really enjoyed this. I would love a sequel, but I don't think we're going to get it. Bridge of Spies, one of Spielberg's late to great films. Sicario, I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Sicario 2, Solideo. Not quite as good as the first, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really entertaining movie. American Sniper, Bradley Cooper, man. This man can act. This is a fantastic movie. Next up is Body of Thieves, Leonardo DiCaprio. Then we've got End of Watch. Mission Impossible 1 through 3. I think the Mission Impossibles get better. Like, if I was to rank them, I'd go Fallout, Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, 3, 2, 1. That would honestly be my ranking from best to worst. But I love them. It's one of the best series of films going. Here's Ghost Protocol. I really, really enjoy that movie. Rogue Nation, which I think is like an inch better. And then, without a doubt, the best one, Fallout. Really, really great movie. Most expensive moustache ever in that film. Kingsman. Really, really great British film there. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Not quite as good as the first, but I enjoyed it. Lucky Logan. I brought this off seeing Knives Out because I wanted to see Daniel Craig do another funny accent. And it was quite good. Entertaining. Adam Driver's in that as well, and Adam Driver's a fantastic actor. Rush. I like my Formula One, so this was a film which I really wanted to see, and I really enjoyed. Baby Driver. Of course, Edgar Wright. Fantastic filmmaker. Really like that film. This is the Fast and Furious box set. This is 1 through 6. 1 through 5? Sorry? No, it is 1 through 6, sorry. I like it from 5 onwards, which I know is really stupid, because I know that 1 through 4 are the better made films. But in terms of films with cars and stuff, I think there are so many better ones. Those first 4 Fast and Furious films, I think they're kind of average. I kind of like it when they embrace the stupidity of it. And then here we got Fast 7, which was arguably the best one. That or 5, I think, for me. Fast 8, yeah, I know people don't like that one. It's, you know, it's alright. Hobbs and Shaw. Saw this in the cinema with my friend who I do the podcast with. And my mum, she was like, I want to come see it, because my mum loves Jason Statham, as do I. I think he's fantastic. And we had a great time in the cinema with it. I know it's not a very good film, but I kind of bought it because I was like, nice memory seeing that one in the cinema. Rocky. Haven't seen all of them, so don't really want to comment. And I haven't seen this either. Creed. I really need to. I know that's one that I need to watch. Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal. Absolutely fantastic movie. Fighting with My Family. I loved this movie. Loved it. I had to pick it up. Oceans. This has got the original 3 in. I have seen Oceans 8. Saw it in the cinema. Don't own it. The Bling Ring. This is a film which I actually really enjoy. It's not great by any means, but it's really cool. Emma Watson starring in that one. The Heist. I like this film. I like this film. That's why I've got it. It's one of those odd films which I really enjoy and no one else does, and I've just got it in the collection. Now You See Me. I loved this movie. I thought this was great. Great cast as well. Oh, nearly dropped it. Now You See Me 2. Just not as good as the first, but it's still quite enjoyable at times. Inception, you know, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. What can I say? Limitless, really enjoyed this show as well. Really need to watch a TV series thinking about it. Get Out. This is by Jordan Peele, who's normally doing comedy. Absolutely fantastic movie. Us, which I know some people didn't like as much, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was nearly on the same level as Get Out. Just a very high quality movie. Donnie Darko. This is a really nice little box set edition for that movie. Unbreakable. M. Night Shyamalan. Glass. Oh, not Glass, sorry. Split. I really like this movie. I really like it. It's my favourite in the little trilogy that he's done. I know people are going to be like, no, Unbreakable's the best. But personally, I think I like Split more. Glass. This was really good up till the last act. And then the last act kind of fell apart a bit. Shutter Island, one of my favourite movies ever. I still remember watching it for the first time and having my mind completely blown. Birdman, absolutely fantastic movie there. Michael Keaton, probably the best performance I've seen Michael Keaton ever give. Whiplash, which is just a 10 out of 10 film. It's a masterpiece. I'll accept no more, no less. You can't go any more than that anyway. Steve Jobs, which was also a pretty damn good film. Spotlight. So this won Best Picture, and I picked it up because of that. And I just thought it was good. I didn't love it. The Big Short. This was a film I was really excited to see because I loved the cast. I mean, look at that. Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Brad Pitt. Just a shame that the film wasn't great. Straight Outta Compton. Really well-made film. American Hustle. Really, really well-made film. Really enjoyed that. Catch Me If You Can. Just a classic. Really, really like that movie. And then here we've got The Departed, which is arguably one of the best films ever made. So next up is The Godfathers. This is the box set of all three and a bonus Blu-ray. Nice hard box as well. Really nice set. I mean, I don't need to talk about them films. You guys already know about them films. Next up we got The Judge, starring Mr. Robert Downey Jr. Really, really great film. One of his best. I watched Doolittle this morning, funny enough. That weren't great. Carnage. Really interesting film. Just set in one apartment for the entire film nearly. And it's really great. Chef. John Favreau, sorry, I couldn't think of his name. You know, a really good film. They've done a TV series on that now as well, which is really good. Forrest Gump, classic. Eddie the Eagle. This is a really good film, really good movie. The Lady in the Van. A little British film there, which I found quite charming. We Bought a Zoo. This is not a very good film, but I really enjoy it. So, yeah, I bought it. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. One of Ben Stiller's better films. What We Did on Our Holiday. Another little British film. I mainly got it because of Billy Connolly and David Tennant. The Great Gatsby. Revolutionary Road. About Time. This is one that my friend who does the podcast, Ryan, was begging me to get. I got it for £1 in CEX. Still haven't watched it. Crazy Stupid Love. La La Land. Absolutely love this movie. It should have won Best Picture when they gave the mistake to Moonlight by mistake. Star is Born. I adored this film. I thought it was so good. Rocket Man. Starring Taron Egerton. I love Elton John, especially in the 70s. So that was a really good film for me. Bohemian Rhapsody. This was a good film. I didn't love it, but it was good. Nowhere Boy, which is about the childhood of John Lennon. Just bought this one the other week. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. First two acts are good. They're not great. The last act is so good. I love it. Nice Guys. One of my favourite films ever. That would probably make my top 10 movies ever. I love it. I think it's great. The Wolf of Wall Street. Same for this one. This is a fantastic film. Martin Scorsese at his best. Dallas Buyers Club. Still need to watch this. Loads of people were recommending it to me, so I picked it up and I still haven't watched it. Pulp Fiction. You know, what do I need to say? Quentin Tarantino at his best, maybe. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. 10 out of 10 movie. Absolutely love it. Little Miss Sunshine. Best performance I've seen Steve Carell give. Silver Linings Playbook. Really like that movie. Really good. Joy. People kind of crap on this film a lot. I quite enjoyed it. Room. Brie Larson. This is absolutely fantastic. And as I said when I was talking about Captain Marvel, I do not blame Brie Larson or the fact that she's a woman starring in a film at all for that being my weakest Marvel film. I'm not a sexist, I promise you. Room is incredible. And it's Brie Larson. She shows how well she can act there. Fantastic. The Disaster Artist. I love The Room. I wish they'd bring it out on Blu-ray here, but for some reason they haven't. But The Disaster Artist is the making of The Room, and it's incredible. James Franco got snubbed out Best Actor at the Oscars, and I hate it. The Walk. Still need to watch it. Everest. Really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really good. 127 Hours. Jaws. one of the best movies ever made, in my top 10 without a doubt. And it's just a classic. Life of Pi, great film. Castaway, absolutely incredible movie. Maybe my favourite Tom Hanks movie. Although there's this one as well, Captain Phillips, which is also pretty damn awesome. Deepwater Horizon. I enjoyed this film a lot, but I wanted it to be better. Titanic. San Andreas. This was... I don't really know why this one's still in my collection. Again, probably because of the cool cover. But yeah, I don't really like that movie. Into the Storm. Not a very good movie. Again, that's one that will also be leaving my collection at some point, I'm sure. The Perfect Storm, which was a really good movie. I enjoyed that. I know some people didn't, but I liked it. The first time I saw Tom Holland, The Impossible, amazing film. Ewan McGregor, incredible. Day After Tomorrow. Good Will Hunting. And finally, we're getting onto my Wes Anderson section, because I love Wes Anderson. His first film, Rushmore. So now next up is Bottle Rocket. These are all part of the Criterion Collection, by the way, if they don't look like Blu-rays, but they are. They are the same size, as you can see. Bottle Rocket, that was a pretty good movie. The first Wes Anderson film, which, in chronological order of release, that I really love, The Royal Tenenbaums. I love this movie. This is fantastic. And this is my second favourite Wes Anderson movie. I adore this. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. This is my favourite performance by Bill Murray. I think it's an incredible movie. The Darjeeling Limited, which I watched about 4 times and really enjoy it. Moonrise Kingdom, which was just a really great film. My favourite Edward Norton performance. And my favourite Wes Anderson film is The Grand Budapest Hotel. I love this film. It's probably my top 10 movies ever. I love it. We will be talking about Wes Anderson in a little bit again. We will come back to him. But then I think it's only fair to move on to this director, who reminds me of Wes Anderson a lot, and he's kind of equally quirky. And that is Taika Waititi. After seeing Thor Ragnarok, I just wanted to see more of him, so I picked up... he's got 3 other movies. Boy, this one, and the next one I'm going to show you. But don't have Boy, because it's just so rare on Blu-ray. Well, it's not rare, it's like 20 quid, but I don't want to pay that. This is What We Do in the Shadows, which is my favourite Taika Waititi film that I've seen so far. Haven't seen Boy. Love this movie. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it and you like Ragnarok, pick it up, because you'll have a great time with it. And then we got Hunt for the Wilder People, which I just also really, really love. I think it's a really good film. Moving into musicals now. Sweeney Todd, Johnny Depp. Moulin Rouge. I really like my musicals. I really do. It's one of my favourite films. Les Miserables. I think it's just a really, really great movie. Greatest Showman. I saw this 3 times in the cinema. It's a blast. It's a blast. The Prestige. Not musical. We're out of them already. Love The Prestige. Really, it's Christopher Nolan's most underrated film. Shawshank Redemption. Great movie. King's Speech. My Weekend with Marilyn. Theory of Everything. J. Edgar. The Revenant. Really, really great film there. In the Heart of the Sea. Bit disappointed by that one. I wanted it to be better than what it was. Master and Commander, really underrated film. I really like that. Probably my favourite Russell Crowe film, which I know people are going to kill me because this exists, Gladiator, which I absolutely love as well. The Last Samurai, really great Tom Cruise film there. Black Klansman, love this movie. Amistad. Colour Purple. Django Unchained, my personal favourite Quentin Tarantino movie. The Hateful Eight. People always want to bash on this film, and I don't get it, because I really like it. Bone Tomahawk, really underrated Western movie. 3:10 to Yuma. Really like my newer Western movies, I really do. True Grit, which of course is a remake, but I really like it. I think it's a really good movie. Magnificent Seven remake, which I wanted to be better than what it was. It was alright. Serena. Silence. Schindler's List. Don't really need to say anything about that movie that hasn't already been said. War Horse. Empire of the Sun. Christian Bale's first film. Dunkirk. Really, really great war movie there. Really great. I love 1917 as well, which I saw a couple of weeks ago. Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. Classic. Inglourious Bastards. Almost my favourite Quentin film. It's so close. Hacksaw Ridge. Love this movie. Fantastic. Mel Gibson is a great director, surprisingly. Fury. Really underrated movie. They filmed that just down the road to me, so that's kind of cool. Imitation Game. Really great movie. Murder on the Orient Express. I wanted that to be a bit better than what it was as well. The Sherlock movies. I really like these. They're really fun. Really fun. Robert Downey kills it. And Indiana Jones box set. I love the original 3, but the 4th one. Next up is Tomb Raider. This is the remake with Alicia Vikander. Pretty sure that's right. This was surprisingly good. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. I love this film. It's so innocent and fun. It's enjoyable. I like the new one as well. And I really need to get the original because I love that as well. Assassin's Creed. Don't really know why I own this, but I do. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. I like it. I know it's not a very good film, but I find enjoyment in it. Into the Woods. Bought this for my sister's birthday. And basically she don't look after things in her room. So she said, can I keep it in your room? I was like, sure, why not? The Lone Ranger. People hate that film. I love the director Gore Verbinski, so I found enjoyment in it, and I love the original 3 Pirates films. I love them. I think they're fantastic movies. And I got Pirates 4 on Stranger Tides. This is actually in this set as well. It's got the first 3 and the 4th one, but I love this packaging. I love it. So I've technically got 2 copies of that. That film's alright. Salazar's Revenge. I really don't like this film. I've got a passionate hatred for it. But I've got a complete collection. Moving into Disney stuff now. All Red Bulled at 3Ds. Alice in Wonderland. That film's alright. I'm not the biggest Tim Burton fan. As for The Looking Glass, I waited till this got cheap because I wasn't a fan. Jungle Book. Really like this movie. Their best live action. Beauty and the Beast. Also quite an enjoyable movie. Aladdin. Guy Ritchie. You know what? I liked it. I really found it entertaining, and I know some people hate it. I preferred it to this, actually. This Lion King, and I love the original Lion King, but the remake, the heart was missing. Oz, Great and Powerful. Not a good film. Just not a good film. Maleficent. I like this film, and I'm really excited because I get Maleficent, Mistress of Evil in 2 days. So I'm really excited to watch that. Dumbo. As I say, I'm not a Tim Burton fan, so I found that one a bit tricky as well. Cinderella. I like that film. That was good. Pete's Dragon. Need to watch this one. And Mary Poppins. I love the original Mary Poppins. Second one, I just wish the songs were better. Christopher Robin. I love this movie. I love it. Ewan McGregor. Fantastic. Peter Pan. I'm not sure why I still own this, but Pan is still in my collection for some reason. The Legend of Tarzan. Yeah, this one's alright. It's just an easy watch every now and then. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Don't worry, Harry Potter fans, we will be talking about Harry Potter soon. I like the first one, by the way. Didn't like this film much, Crimes of Grindelwald. It's the only film in that Harry Potter verse, the Wizarding World, that I don't like. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, as I say, Guy Ritchie. Still need to see that one. Clash of the Titans, I like that film, I think. Wrath of the Titans, I think I like that one as well. I think they're both kind of on the same level of like, they're alright. Warcraft. We got The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, which was okay. It was alright. Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, which was pretty good, I think. I think that one was good. Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. I did not like this movie. I did not like that one. It's the only one I've seen in cinema as well, which is sad. Lord of the Rings, probably, even though I prefer the original Star Wars trilogy, this is probably, in terms of quality, the best trilogy of films I've ever seen. It's just amazing films. Amazing. The Dark Crystal, I bought this after watching the TV series on Netflix, Age of Extinction, which is... Age of Extinction. Age of Resistance, which was amazing. Labyrinth, I'm a big Bowie fan. And Tremors, which I bought purely for the first one. Don't really care about the other movies in here that much. So next up is Jurassic Park. You know, the first one is just an absolute classic. It's a fantastic film. And I've got a soft spot for 2 and 3. Jurassic World, the first one. Again, you know, I've got a soft spot for it. It's fun. I had a good time in the cinema. It was entertaining. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, this one I have problems with because the first half of it is kind of the same. It's entertaining. I had a good time. It's, you know, it's good. But then when I go back to the mansion, it falls apart. Shin Godzilla. My only foreign film in my collection. And I really want to get more because I just watched Parasite and I love that. So I want to get some more. But this was okay. This was okay. I honestly prefer this version. I love this Godzilla movie. The 2014 one. I think this is a really good movie. Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One as well. Kong Skull Island. And then we got Godzilla King of the Monsters, which love all the monster stuff, love all the Titan stuff, but the human stuff was just super dumb. King Kong, Peter Jackson movie. Rampage. Yeah, that's not a very good film. I knew it wasn't good when I bought it, actually. I bought it because I was talking to a girl at the same time, and it was someone who worked at a till, so I went out and thought, I need something to buy. So that's my excuse for that movie. Planet of the Apes. Here, this is a box set with the first 7 films in it. It's got the original 5, it's got the Mark Wahlberg awful one, and it's got Rising. I really enjoy the first 2 of the originals, and then they just get silly. The Mark Wahlberg one is awful, and Rise is amazing. Then we got Dawn, which is the weakest, I think, of the new ones, but still really good. And Rise, which, War, which is my favourite Planet of the Apes movie. I think it's fantastic. World War Z. Mad Max. I still need to see the 3rd one, but I like the first 2 a lot. Mad Max Fury Road. Just adored this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I Am Legend. Happy Death Day. I haven't bought the second one. Don't really know if I'm gonna. Fright Night. Kind of going into the horror section here. Very small horror section. It. I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't great. Got It Chapter 2 on the way, funny enough. I didn't love It Chapter 2. I've been waiting to get a cheap copy. Finally managed to get one. I got the original It, which hasn't aged particularly well. Shining. Loved it. Loved it. Only watched it for the first time last year for Doctor Sleep, which I also really enjoyed. I'm not really sure why I own this, but I do. Howard the Duck. It's a terrible film. It's a terrible film, but it's kind of hilarious. Hugo. Amazing movie. Amazing. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Classic. Blues Brothers. One of my most favourite films. I love it. Mamma Mia. Here we go again. No, I'm joking. This is just Mamma Mia, the movie. That one is... It's just enjoyable. Here's Mamma Mia. Here we go again. My sister got me this for Christmas. So yeah, I kind of have to keep it in the collection. But I do like it. It is a good film. Love Actually, my second favourite Christmas film. I love it. These are definitely in the wrong order. These are most definitely in the wrong order. Yeah. Anyway. Love Actually does not belong there. It does not. Anyway, I'm going to put that one... I'll sort it out later off screen. Four Lions. This is a film that got banned in the cinema after 2 days because it is so racist and whatnot. But it's kind of, you know, it's a comedy film. It is funny at times. And this, I think, is maybe the first film Benedict Cumberbatch is in. Bruno, yep, it's funny. Borat, comedy classic. Dictator. Grimsby. In-Betweeners movie. I'm British. Hey. In-Betweeners movie 2. The Boat That Rocked. I know in America they gave it a different name. I know. Everyone comments that on my last one. Run, Fat Boy, Run. Another really good Simon Pegg movie there. Shaun of the Dead. This Edgar Wright series of films here is the best thing Edgar Wright's ever done. I love it. My favourite comedy movie ever, Hot Fuzz. And I really like this one, The World's End. Again, they just filmed this one down the road to me. Zombieland. Great film. Seen the second one, and I'll pick it up when it gets cheap on Blu Ray. The Watch. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, another really good Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright just don't make bad films. Tropic Thunder, what a hilarious movie. So, of course, we're going into the comedy section now of my Blu Ray collection. We already were. But anyway, we got 21 Jump Street there, which is a very enjoyable film. 22 Jump Street. Game Night. This was a really good film, which no one seems to talk about. Central Intelligence, kind of a throwaway film, but it was funny. Ride Along, really like the first one, and the second one's pretty good too. Very underrated movies. The Hangover trilogy, 1's great, 2's decent, and 3 it's there. It exists. Due Date, Project X. Beach Bum. This is such a weird film. And I couldn't help but buy it. Popstar, of course. About the Lonely Island. Couldn't think of the name there. I find their songs funny. American Pie. I like 1 and 2. The wedding's a bit... Reunion's good as well. Superbad. Just a classic. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Love it. I love The Office, so anything Steve Carell does, I'm just kind of going to enjoy. Zack and Mario make a porno. Yeah, judge it by the title if you want, but it's actually a really funny film. Pineapple Express. Great movie. Bad Neighbours. Bad Neighbours 2. This Is the End. I really enjoyed this movie. I really connected with that one. The Interview. Also really like this movie. Shame about what happened to it. Yeah, okay, I own this. Sausage Party. I own it for my little Seth Rogen collection. Big Lebowski. Now, this is a cracking film. Really good. Let's Be Cops. Horrible Bosses. I did have Horrible Bosses too, but I did get rid of that one. The Internship. Really like this film. Really like it. Just got this one yesterday. This is the most recent addition to my collection. Had to order it from America because I didn't release it here. Booksmart. Absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favourite films from 2019. Fantastic. The biggest Fokker collection ever. So it's got Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers in, which I think are fantastic movies. Meet the Parents, Little Fockers is a little bit... Widow Millers. I'm not a big Jennifer Aniston fan, so it's surprising that I like that film as much as I do. Role Models. Really good film. Paul Rudd. Walk Hard. Now, as someone who loves that classic rock era of music, late 60s, 70s, that film was hilarious. Anchorman, the double set. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Anchorman films. Step Brothers. Was actually just watching this yesterday. It was on telly. Funny film. Paul, which was really good. Ted. The Other Guys. Again, I'm not sure why Ted and Paul are kind of mixed into the kind of they're in the wrong place. This collection needs sorting out a little bit. That, you know, it's kind of like my little Will Ferrell selection, and then Ted and Paul are kind of just slotted in there. Get Hard, funny film, Kevin Hart. Daddy's Home. I like the first one, not the second one. Land of the Lost. This is a bad movie, but it's kind of hilarious. Elf. See, this is where Love Actually should be, in the Christmas section. It's only a small Christmas section. My favourite Christmas movie, Home Alone. Night at the Museum. See? Told you it was a small Christmas section. Where the Wild Things Go. This is a really creative children's film. I really enjoyed that. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So we're moving into the animation section now. First one up is Tintin, Spielberg movie. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Wes Anderson again. I love this movie, it's fantastic. And Isle of Dogs, which is also a really good movie. Kubo and the Two Strings. Christmas Carol, which should also be with the Christmas films. And now we're moving into classic Disney. Here we go, classic. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first. Really, really good movie. Pinocchio. Fantasia. Dumbo. Bambi. Love this movie. We got a double pack here. This is Fun and Fancy 3 and The Adventures of Archibald and Mr. Toad. Have not seen those ones, actually. Cinderella. Alice in Wonderland. I've seen 47 of these. I know that because I've done a ranking on my Letterboxd. Peter Pan. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, my name is James Lack. Lady and the Tramp. Capital J, capital L on the Lack, lowercase the rest. Sleeping Beauty. And no space between James and Lack. 101 Dalmatians. Bit of a biased one there. Sword in Stone. The Jungle Book. Love this film. Love it. I grew up with most of these, but that one there I grew up watching a lot. Aristocats. I hear that one might be getting a live action. Robin Hood. God, let's hope that don't get a live action. That could be scary. Winnie the Pooh. The Rescuers. Fox and the Hound. Love that one. Again, grew up with that one a lot. Basil the Great Mouse Detective. Bit of a mouthful, that one. Oliver and Company. Billy Joel. Little Mermaid. Grew up with this one as well. I know it's a bit of a princessy one, but it's a really good film. This one here is I bought for The Rescuers Down Under, but it has The Rescuers again, so I have doubled up on that one. Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin. What a movie. My favourite animated film ever. I know it's generic, but hey, The Lion King. What a masterful film. In my top 10 films. Pocahontas. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hercules. Mulan. Watched this for the first time about 2 months ago. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to live action. Tarzan. Massively underrated. Love it. Love the Phil Collins music. Fantasia 2000. The Emperor's New Groove. Watched that for the first time as well a few weeks ago. Atlantis. The Lost Empire. Lilo and Stitch. Adorable. Treasure Planet. Now that could get a good live action. Brother Bear. Underrated Disney movie. Home on the Range. One of their few not so good films. Chicken Little. Their worst, I think. Not a big fan of Chicken Little. The Wild. And Meet the Robinsons. Bolt. Starring Miley Cyrus. But I really like that film. Princess and the Frog. The last classic animated Disney movie. In that classic drawn style. Number 50. Their 50th film Tangled. Which is really good. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say. Better than Frozen. Wreck-It Ralph. Really like this movie. And here it is, Frozen, one which made a lot of money. Big Hero 6, which is with Marvel, I'm pretty sure. Wondering if it says Marvel on the back. Can't see it, but based off a Marvel comic. Zootropolis, My personal favourite one that they've done of recent years, Moana. I love this movie. Great music. And Ralph Breaks the Internet. Should hopefully be getting Frozen 2 soon. Now moving into Pixar. Toy Story. Classic. Great film. Bug's Life. Toy Story 2. Monsters Inc. First film I went to see in cinema, Finding Nemo. First one. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. My favourite Pixar film. The Incredibles. Cars. I don't mind this one. This one's alright. It's the other two. Ratatouille. WALL-E. Close second favourite. Love me some WALL-E. Up. Toy Story 3, really, really good movie. Really like that one. Cars 2, their first bad film. Did not like that one much. Brave, which was pretty good. I didn't realise it won Best Animated Feature though. I only found that out the other day. Monsters University. Not sure we needed that one. Inside Out. The Good Dinosaur. Always forget about that one. Finding Dory. Again, did we need that one? Cars 3. This is an amazing slip, but not a very good film. Coco. A return to form for Pixar. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Incredibles 2. I think we'd all been asking for this for ages. I know some people weren't too happy with it, but I enjoyed it. Toy Story 4. I was really worried that this film was would kind of ruin that lovely ending that number 3 had, but what do you know? It was really good. Okay, then we got Frankenweenie. Planes. I'm not really sure why that's in the collection still. I bought this really nice set here for The Lion King. I really got it for 2 and 3 because I actually like the Lion King TV sequels. Shrek, DreamWorks. I love 1 and 2. Shrek, I think they're great. 3 and 4 pretty good as well. The Croods, really like this film. Looking forward to the sequel this year. Madagascar, bought this purely for the first one because I'm not a fan of the other two. Kung Fu Panda, what a film, what a film. Kung Fu Panda 2, also really good film. Kung Fu Panda 3, I actually pre-ordered this when it was in the cinema and I forgot, and then I just got a notification one day it shipped and I was like, oh, why did I spend £15 on that? And I got it, I was like, well, I better watch it. So I watched it, I was like, you know what, I'm pleased I spent £15 on it because I really enjoyed it. Those Kung Fu Panda films seem to keep the quality up. How to Train Your Dragon, exact same thing. These films are great. How to Train Your Dragon 2, really, really good. It almost made me cry, that one. And How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden Kingdom, or Hidden World even. Really good series of films there. Okay, my mates bought me this for my birthday as a joke, because they know I don't hate them, but they know I have a passionate, or they annoy me. And they bought it for me, and because it was a birthday present, they're like, you've got to have it in your collection, you can't take it out. So here it is. I got the Minions box set. This has Despicable Me 1, Despicable Me 2, and the Minions movie. I mean, they're alright, they're not terrible films, but they annoy me. So I'm not allowed to take it out of the collection. And The Secret Life of Pets. Next up is Sing, which apparently we're getting a sequel for. I'm not sure why. The Lego Movie. Wasn't expecting to like this, but I really enjoyed it. Lego Batman. This was hilarious, especially to people who were really into DC at the time, hearing them slag off the live action films. Lego Ninjago Movie. Bit of a throwaway film. Lego Movie 2. Bit disappointing. Ice Age. I pretty much got this for the first 3 films because I loved them. And the 4th one's in there as well. Rango. Gorovinsky. What a great film. Really, really great movie there. Monster House. I watch this every Halloween, my sister. Family Guy. Star Wars set. Couldn't help myself. This is Avatar. The Legend of Aang, sorry. The complete series. I love this. It was a great show. We're getting into my kind of documentary stuff now. Planet Dinosaur. David Attenborough, Trials of Life. The next few are just all going to be David Attenborough because I love them. I find these fascinating to watch. Life. Planet Earth. Frozen Planet. Life Story. Africa. The Hunt. Planet Earth 2. Blue Planet 1 and 2 in there. And the Great Barrier Reef. I've got 3 Top Gear specials here because I used to love Top Gear. This is the Burma special. Really funny. The Africa Adventure. And what was this one? The Patagonia special. An Idiot Abroad. Very funny show. And now we're going into music. I'll breeze through these. Lennon, New York City. Really good documentary. Living in a Material World, George Harrison. This was by Martin Scorsese. Really good documentary. Bob Marley. Led Zeppelin Live. AC/DC. As It Was, Liam Gallagher. Coldplay Live in 2012. Keane Live, one of my favourite bands. Stevie Wonder. Billy Joel. Another Billy Joel. The Nebworth concert. Bob Dylan, 30th anniversary. A Scott Walker documentary. So next up I got Lindsey Buckingham, who was one of the lead singers in Fleetwood Mac. Robert Plant. Peter Gabriel Live. Phil Collins. Genesis, Some of Its Parts. This was a really good documentary. The Who Live. Bee Gees. Cream. This was a great watch. Eric Clapton's Plane, Trains and Eric. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand Live at 70, something like that. And that's a really good concert. Eric Clapton Live with Jojo Cale. Eric Clapton documentary. I'm a big Clapton fan. Guitar Crossroads hosted by Eric Clapton. Jeff Lynne's ELO Live. This is ELO in the 70s live. And that's it for music. Now, just going to move on to a couple little extra Blu-rays I have. I'll show you what I have of DVDs, and then I've got a couple box sets. So this is a unofficial Star Wars Blu-ray. This is the despecialized edition. This is the original 3 films without any of George Lucas's later edits. That is how they were shown in the cinema. The Force Awakens on 3D. We've got a nice box set of The Last Jedi here from America. Target exclusive. I'd love to get one for The Rise of Skywalker, but I really didn't like the film, so I think I will pass. Rogue One, Target exclusive. This is a beautiful box, really nice. The outer card they use is really thin and annoying. And then DVDs. I've got the original Clone Wars TV series. And here's volume 2. And going back to Doctor Who, I got the spin-off Sarah Jane Adventures. I used to watch this all the time as a kid. Going back to Primeval, here are the first 3 seasons, which were never put out on Blu-ray. This is a great TV show, really great. And go back to The In-Betweeners, the original TV show. Now, I also have, down here, I'm going to quickly pop back to music. Actually, these ones are on Blu-ray. I have a little Beatles section, because I'm a big Beatles fan. I've got... It Was 50 Years Ago Today, Sgt. Pepper. The Love We Make, Paul McCartney. Live Kisses, Paul McCartney. A Hard Day's Night. Help. And then I've also got, quickly pull these out, I've got the music videos for the Beatles 1+. I've got the documentary by Ron Howard, 8 Days a Week. The tribute concert for when George Harrison died. This was beautiful. The McCartney years, which is really got loads of great stuff on still, Paul McCartney. And New, which is kind of like a making of the album. It has music videos from the album, all stuff like that. Quickly slide these back in. And the last one up I have to show for that is the Beatles Anthology, which is a great watch. Okay, box sets. I'll show you my DVD ones quickly, and then I'll show you my Blu-ray ones. I only have 2 DVD box sets. I have Only Fools and Horses. If you're British and you don't like this show, there is seriously something wrong with you. This is my favourite comedy show. I love it. And then I got this because it was so cheap. Family Guy. This is the complete series 1 through 14. I'm not the biggest Family Guy, but for like 10 quid, I was like, yeah, go on, I'll have it. Why not? And then Blu-ray box sets. I have the original Star Trek. I have Star Trek The Next Generation, which I really need to watch because I know that Picard is airing at the minute. And I see a lot of people talking about it. I also have Enterprise. And then here it is, my favourite era of Doctor Who. This is a box set of series 1 through 7. So this has Christopher Eccleston, all of David Tennant's, and nearly all of Matt's. It just doesn't have the 50th of Matt's last episode. But this is definitely my favourite period for Doctor Who. I grew up with David Tennant. I was watching Doctor Who since series 1, episode 1 of this. First episode, I was there watching it live. So I'm pretty proud to say that. And then I've also got all of the James Bond movies. My dad is a massive Bond fan, so I grew up watching these. I've got lovely box set for all the Harry Potter movies. I really like Harry Potter. So that's very cool. And then last set of Blu-rays. I've got a couple Laserdiscs, but I'm not going to show them. Last set of Blu-rays are these big finishes, which Amazon and Tesco's used to put out. So they're like records, but they hold Blu-rays. I've got Rogue One, The Last Jedi. As you can see, like I'll just show you the back of this one, for example. The beautiful packaging. Get like art cards with them and stuff. Force Awakens, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Doctor Strange. So basically, yeah, I just wanted to do Marvel and Star Wars with them. I didn't want to get too carried away. And I'm pretty grateful I didn't because no one bought them. And they're super cheap now if you do want to get them. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. That is all of my DVDs and Blu-rays, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a long video. I'm not sure if it's been split into 2 parts yet. But as I said at the start of the video, please don't forget to check out my podcast. There are links in the description to all that. I'd be forever grateful. But wow, we did it. We made it through the entire Blu Ray collection. Whew. Right, I'm going to go and have a nap. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye-bye.